Hello, hello. Little different angle today. And this is your daily energy report for January and 25th in 2023. And so we are working with the sun's transits, and the sun is in gate 41. And so the I Ching calls that energy decrease. And in quantum human design, we look at it as imagination. And so throughout the whole 6 days, the challenge that we're really looking at is how can we utilize our imagination when we might be feeling in areas of decrease or areas that we are feeling limitation or restriction? Or for today, on this fourth line, that opportunist line, really taking our personal, bring it to transpersonal, the key word here is correction. A successful adaptation to limitation. And so the exalted is survival of the fittest and the eventual flourishing. The energy for adaptation and the need for feeling of survival. The expenditure of energy on maintaining relationships rather than on correcting it. And so some deep loyalty here. In the times of decrease, weak associations are shunned as costly, no matter how attractive. The energy which fuels holding on to feelings rather than adapting. And so when we're looking at this energy of imagination, looking at this energy of decrease, looking at areas of when do we need to adapt, evolve? When are we being asked to adapt and evolve? And not looking at it as an area really of decrease, but as an opportunity to strengthen something else. Just like when we're coming out of the last gate, really learning how to look at any limitations as opportunities for growth, really carrying this through into this energy as well, and utilizing that imagination, tapping into this root center, trusting in the divine timing. And now seeing with this fourth line, like, okay, where did we auto-correct personally? How can we utilize this in the bigger picture? How can we really take some of our personal experiences and adapt to them and evolve them so that the whole society doesn't necessarily maybe have to go through. And so we can utilize our consistency, looking at the consistency of our own patterns, which is like, wow, so relevant of what I've been experiencing today, but we're really looking at our patterns of our personal to really see, where do we need to adapt? Where do we need to evolve? What patterns are serving us and what aren't? And how can we utilize our imagination to not be beating ourselves up about these patterns, but how can we utilize our imagination to view these patterns as like launching points, right? As view them as a way to really step and to launch and to use it as that springboard to catapult this growth. And so our consistency though comes from checking in. Our consistency comes from feeling into our patterns and looking at our patterns and being consistent with the truth in ourselves, and that like radical responsibility of kind of owning it, right? We have to kind of be consistent in that responsibility piece of, okay, this is kind of on me. I can't say that I want to do some of the work and not all of it, but it really does come with that consistency if we want to bring this correction. And the correction is really going to come in the bigger picture when people are seeing that you're doing it. It's going to come from that leading by example, not really of correction and like this of saying what you've done. It's really just going to come more from showing and living and being in that way and correcting in that way. And so let's see what gift from Mama Gaia we can kind of call on to really harness into for this and our ginger. And so we tap into those feelings, right? We really tap into feeling into the patterns, feeling into some of the things. And I was feeling into my own patterns today and feeling into my body and how much energy readings take from me, and how much energy even teaching a class and holding space for others takes. And I have to check into my feelings and check in to how am I feeling about it? Am I able to hold enough space? Am I putting up enough boundaries to protect my energy in enough ways, right? And so really it's that responsibility of looking at what are we doing? Are we doing our work? Are we checking in with ourselves? Are we checking in with our feelings in a very compassionate and loving way? But knowing that the feelings and the sensations, it's not necessarily like happy or sad, but feelings too of the sensations of our body, the tingling, the excitement, that clenching, whatever it might be, knowing that those are signals. The body is speaking to you in some way. And so can you lean into those sensations as well and utilize those to help bring you back into that alignment? Especially looking at your chart, looking at your not self themes can really help you with some of those sensations. And also looking at your in alignment themes, right? And looking at your strategy and authority. But a lot of the times those not self, like if you're a generator, that frustration, right? When you're seeing that frustration, that's that yellow light. Okay, this is a signal to check in with that feeling to bring yourself back into alignment. Our manifestors is that anger. And so when you're feeling that anger, checking in, are you informing people? Are you living by your strategy? My projectors, that bitterness, right? And our reflectors is the bitterness and that needing to be seen. And so are we really listening to our strategies and our authorities so that we're not living in that not self, but that not self is an opportunity for us to feel into and then come into this correction. And so sit with this energy today, feel into it. And if this resonates with you, please subscribe to my channel. Like this video down below. Feel free to share with anybody who loves hearing the messages of the day, loves hearing energy reports. And if you would like to chat, collaborate, communicate, whatever, you can email me at Christine@essentialstrong.com. And I hope to hear from you all soon. Sending you all so much love.